Hey guys, coming at you with an overhead view of the cards. Now, today we're going to be doing an Akashic Record reading on your connection. What's the foundation of the reading? Where you guys are in in terms of the foundation right now. What are you guys learning? Etc. So the first deck we have here is the Whimsical Tarot. With that white flower. The second deck is the Sun and Moon Tarot with that green star. And the third deck is a Crystal Unicorn Tarot with that pink flower star swirl, whatever the hell it is. Okay. I'm going to show you the boxes in a moment, and then you pick your pile. I'll see you in a bit. Royal family, welcome to my channel. This is the Pick a Card Empress, and today we are doing an Akashic Record reading, on your soul connection, your love connection. Okay, we have 3 piles. I've shown you the overhead view. These are the boxes. So this is a box for the Whimsical Tarot. This is the box for the Lunar Soul. And this is the box for the Crystal Unicorn Tarot. Okay? So do your thing, pick your pile, and I'm going to be back with your reading. Hey, pile 1, if you chose the Whimsical Tarot, this is going to be your reading. So the first thing we're going to do, we are going to look at the foundation of the contract between you guys. What's meant to happen, maybe what you guys are meant to learn, right? It's just basically the elements of the contract that Spirit wants you to know about at this time. What are the basic themes of the contract between you guys? Now, this is the Akashic Tarot. It is not like the usual tarot deck, so I have to read this intuitively. I think this is only about 62 cards, yeah. Right, and it's not meant to be read, really, like the normal tarot, so however it comes, I'll interpret the message. All right, so underneath the deck, we have the Initiation of Saint Germain. Now, it is card number 14, which is a Temperance card. And that's about, restoring balance into every aspect of your life. Restoring that balance between especially masculine and feminine energies. But it feels like in this lifetime, there's a spiritual journey that you guys are to be initiated into. Okay, so if you have a purpose as a light worker, if you've come here starseed, twin flame, there's some kind of initiation or activation that you guys are going to get from each other. So from this, I'm getting something like ascension partners. Okay, perhaps twin flames, perhaps. Okay, but it is encountering a partner who triggers a spiritual awakening within yourself and brings you closer to your divine and your divine. Right, we all believe in different things. Closer to the divine, and your purpose in this life, and it feels like it is something deeply spiritual. Yes, because there's a lot of purple in this card. That's all about the third eye. So it is the energy of the seer. Okay. I also get from purple, the purple flame, the violet flame, right? Which is always associated with, purification, protection. So it feels like maybe you might be shedding or transmuting a lot of karma in this particular lifetime. Okay? All right, let's see the energy of the contract. Well, the foundation of the contract between you guys. Fated meeting. Okay, well, I said it. So definitely twin flames, we see the higher selves guiding them towards each other. So, and then the card number 7, the number of the divine, the number of the chariot. So it feels like in this lifetime, you guys are meant to transmute a lot of karma and leave a lot of old templates behind. This is a fated meeting, an orchestrated meeting. And everything here is divinely guided. Okay. All right. So we have fated meeting. We have reflection, so you guys reflecting each other, especially reflecting each other's shadow, and that allowing you guys to ascend, transmute karma, and step more boldly into your power. We have 7 of Pentacles, and it says the ascent. This is the climb, the journey, the ascension journey to get to the top. And we see the sun yet again. So we have the moon here, we have the sun here. So that balance again of masculine and feminine energies, that's another big theme in your relationship. So it feels like both of you are in this, when you meet each other, you guys would have been in distorted energies, both distorted masculine and distorted feminine energies. And then there's this healing that you guys trigger within each other that's going to bring you guys into balance. Okay. And this is going to be a major investment in your overall evolution across lifetime. So this is a big lifetime for you guys. Lots of healing taking place, and it looks like lots of growth. And you guys are meant to make it. You have all the tools to make it, right? You have all the tools to make it. You have all the support to make it. It is just the will, all right? So we have the ascent or the journey. It's a long, long climb, but you're going to get there, right? And then we have the lookout in reverse. And this is a star card in reverse. So it is the card of karma. It is the energy of feeling lost. The energy of not feeling like you have a place, you have a home, like you're being understood, like you're being accepted. So it feels like when you come into this lifetime. So what I'm seeing here is a progression. And I feel like it starts with this card, where you feel like you don't belong, you don't feel understood, you feel kind of lost. You may even feel like you don't have a direction, okay? Or that there's nobody that's supporting you and looking out for you, right? So this is the energy, maybe a bit of a cynic when you meet this person, a bit of disillusionment. It may have had a lot of water under the bridge from other relationships, things in your past, things with your family, things that work. So you come, before you meet this journey, I think you've had a tough time. You've had a tough time. And then there's this meeting that's almost magical in the way that it happens. A lot of synchronicities around it. And then it changes your whole life and the whole course and direction of your life. And it feels like through this person becomes a major mirror in your life, reflecting back to you your shadow, reflecting to you the lessons that you're meant to learn, and leading you to your highest and most ascended self. And this is through hard work. Shedding everything that you know, and you shedding everything that you accepted as right. That's hard work. It's deprogramming yourself. It's debriefing yourself, right? And that's not an easy thing to do, because there's a part of you that has to die in order for new beliefs, new programs, new templates to install themselves and take shape and integrate, right? So it feels like this is a major, whatever relationship this is a major and fated relationship, and this is a major lifetime for both of you guys, okay? Accelerated program, right? And those accelerated programs are never easy. All right? Okay, so let's now look at what lessons and blessings are you guys enjoying at this time? So for each person, I'm going to take 2 cards. We have not my job. And the not my job conspiracy is when we are running from ourselves and we're running from our purpose. So it feels like before you meet this person, that's exactly what you're going to be doing. Running from yourself, running from your purpose. You're like, and basically turning your back on the light. So before you meet this person, perhaps you may have had instances where you had like little mini awakenings or little mini encounters with the divine that were profound, but nothing that would make you change the course of your life, right? And not, at least not in a major way like this is happening now, right? So this is the not my job. Turn your back on your awakening. We have resurrection and reverse, refusing to change, refusing to master the self, right? A lot of codependent relationships and behaviors before you meet this person. And then they come in and then everything changes. Okay. So what lessons and blessings are you enjoying? Okay, we have perfect immunity. Now it is a card number 69, and 69 reduces to 15, which is the devil. So what you are doing right now, you're building up the perfect immunity to codependency, to addictions, to toxic behaviors and dysfunctional patterns, whether they are ancestral or whether they are personal. And the perfect immunity is to love yourself. That is the most protective thing that you can put on in order to protect yourself from this devil energy. So that's what you're doing. You're taking time to enjoy your life. You're taking time to appreciate yourself, to treat yourself well, to get some bloody rest, right? And stop going, and weighing yourself down and just overextending yourself. You're taking it easy, or you're trying to anyways, right? You're taking it easy and trying to practice self-love and self-care. What else? Any lessons or blessings? What lessons are blessings in it? Because they're always for our highest good. We have the sin and karma conspiracy. You know, this is a conspiracy where we feel that we have moved so far away from the light, that we have done so many bad things that we may not be deserving of love. So it feels, and you know, this is about toxic shame, right? So it feels like you are turning your back on that. It feels as well that you are looking at yourself, and maybe before you were judging yourself pretty harshly. Maybe the things that you've done in your past that you don't feel proud of, and you might even feel that you need to be punished for. It feels like you're now seeing that it's not sin, it's learning and it's lessons, and it feels like you're freeing yourself from this energy of toxic shame or the energy of self-punishment. Your person, lessons, blessings. What's happening with them? Well, they are experiencing some miracles, or they are witnessing some miracles in their life. Now, it looks like they've been learning their lessons. We have the card number 5 here, which is about our spiritual lessons. And then we have card number 8, which is about standing in our power. So it feels like your person's been standing up for themselves. I don't think you're the only person that had a habit of overextending themselves for others. I think your person did the same thing. Okay. And now that they're standing up for themselves, they are experiencing miracles in their life and rapid and beautiful changes, especially when it comes to their family. Trees always remind me of the family tree. So as your person changes and they assert themselves, it is also changing old family dynamics and ancestral patterns, and they're seeing this in their life. They're seeing new things growing, new things happening in old relationships, and they're seeing that the next generation is free from the old dysfunctional patterns of the past, because this is not a tree that was thriving. Okay, there isn't much foliage on the top there, and the roots are pretty shallow, right? So this is not a tree that was thriving. So it feels like as your person heals themselves, they're realizing that the ripple effects are extending all up the family tree. So maybe they're seeing changes in how their parents treat them, or how their siblings treat them, or their uncles, aunts. They're seeing changes little by little as they set those healthy boundaries and stand up for themselves. What else? Whoa. We have the undoer. This is what they're doing right now. They are undoing false foundations of their ancestry. They are dismantling, and the word principalities, okay? Old foundations that aren't working, that are dysfunctional, that weren't properly set. They are undoing the dysfunction of the past, brick by brick. So it feels like whilst you are focused on a lot of personal lessons, okay, your person is doing a lot of transmutation for their ancestry. I don't get the ancestry vibe, but of course, as you heal yourself, you also heal the 7 generations that are going to come after you and the 7 generations that come before you. Certainly. But this feels here on your person's side like a lot of ancestral karma. And they're dismantling this brick by brick. Let me just get a couple cards. Shit. Sorry, guys. Some of the cards fell on the ground. I was trying not to shuffle them on top of these cards because I didn't want to disrupt them too much. But I'm going to have to do that. Right, underneath the deck we have 7 of Cups in reverse. So both of you guys getting a lot of clarity. Spirit, can we get a message on this perfect immunity card? Perfect immunity card. We have here the devil, and just exactly as I said, right? So we had the devil here in this card, and the devil comes out again in this card, but on both times it's basically the reverse energies. So you are saying goodbye to toxic habits of the past. You're not doing that again. Right now you're prioritizing yourself and really focusing on your own healing and not trying to fix other persons as a distraction from your own stuff. Let's see sin and karma. We have 4 of Swords in reverse, focusing on your wounding, okay? focusing on your trauma, your pain, and just coming to a place of peace with all of that. Your person on this miracle card, we have here the Lovers. Okay, so the main theme or the main the main impact that your person is having on their ancestry at this time is the way that they do love. Perhaps in your person's ancestry, relationships were about convenience, let's say upward mobility in terms of class, being a power couple, that kind of thing. It was all centered around the material world. Your person is changing this dynamic. Okay, we have this card number 85, which reduces to death, which is all about transformation and change. So this is where the major impact is happening in your personal ancestry. It's in their romantic relationships. Oh, the Undoer card. Page of Pentacles. Fresh foundation for for their family. They're setting a new foundation, right? So just as, it's taken this family many generations to build up this foundation of dysfunction, and your person, brick by brick, they have dismantled it, and they're making way for a fresh start for this ancestral line. Now, where are you guys in terms of this contract? Right. Now, when I go to the extended, we're going to look at where will you guys be a year from now. The highest outcome based on the current energies. If you're out of alignment, I'll give you advice to get into alignment or to remain in alignment. If you are in alignment a year from now, I'll get messages from your person, and then we'll get final advice from Spirit and what's going to be their next move towards you and this connection within a month of you watching this reading. But right now, as it stands, where are you guys? We have the Two of Cups in reverse on your side. I'll get two for each person. We have the Six of Cups in reverse. And your person. We have Seven of Wands in reverse. We have Balance in reverse. And we have the Buddha prepares, another card, number 13. Okay, so what I see here, you are saying goodbye and you're rejecting not love situations, okay, and karmic soulmates, okay. You're done with that. You're done with that dysfunction, okay. Toxic relationships where every day it's a war zone, okay. You are saying goodbye to that, and you are embracing, just as you're doing in this card, you are embracing your peace. So you are definitely in alignment. Your person, they're saying goodbye to being codependent and letting people run all over them. And they are also seeking answers from deep within and their own inner peace as well. And they are preparing for their life purpose. So it feels like, and their big spiritual journey, but it feels like they're in the beginnings of the spiritual journey though. So it feels like both of you guys, as it stands right now, both of you guys are on track. Now, based on what we're seeing here, what is Spirit's advice for you at this time? For some of you, you might even be in no communication with your person right now, just for the sake of your peace. But it looks like there's a lot of things that are happening in the background. All right, so we have the energy here of greed. So it feels like, and says my. So it feels like maybe in your ancestry, people have a skewed relationship with the material world. And maybe they are focused very much on possessing things and maybe even possessing people. And this is something that you are changing for your ancestry. Because, that possessiveness or needing to like collect a lot of things is just ways of filling voids within us. All right, so what we have here is identity. Okay. And it feels like now hair is always a symbol of wisdom. And the longer the hair, is the more wise you're meant to be. One, the hair in this card is also snakes. So it also reminds us of Medusa. So what I am getting here now, snakes are also a symbol of wisdom because remember they were the light bearers. It is Lucifer, Satan in the garden that asked them to tempted Adam and Eve to bite of the tree of knowledge. So it feels like you are downloading a lot of wisdom at this time. Okay. And this wisdom is causing you to make some fundamental changes in your life and your identity. It also feels because that Medusa theme is coming through. Now, everybody has always demonized Medusa, but Medusa also has a history. Medusa was sexually assaulted as a virgin, a maiden. It doesn't matter. You're sexually assaulted, right? You're sexually assaulted, and her revenge was to turn men into stone. So it feels like as well that you've experienced a lot of hurt and pain in the past, right? And it feels like now you are, I wouldn't say coming to a place of peace, but certainly you're not going to allow your trauma and what happened to you to run or take control of your life. You are taking control of it. You're extracting the wisdom from your experience, but you're not going to allow that trauma to dictate the course of your life and dictate your energy. Let's see what this identity card means here. Let me read from the book now, but that's what I got intuitively. Okay. And it actually says art, and the name of the art is Masquerade Medusa. I know who I am. I accept and appreciate all the unique layers of myself. I am me. Wild, unabashed. Underneath the blood and snakes is a girl, a human, a soul, love, heart. What is seen isn't the whole picture. There's more than meets the eye. An entire universe exists within. Unique, weird, wise, one of a kind. Medusa was depicted as a grotesque monster of a woman. In fact, not even a woman, but a feared and wrathful mythical creature. Snakes for hair, an awful appearance, blood that births beasts, and a look that will turn you into stone. Under the surface is a story of a woman, a maiden who was sexually taken, you see what I'm saying? Sexually taken against her will, and then punished for it by being cursed with the image that is widely known to us. Even then, these are just two facets to an entire story of one woman. With image and identity, what is seen on the surface can only share a small fraction of what makes up the whole. The way others see us isn't our identity unless we choose to become the stories that others people tell about us. How others see us is not our responsibility to hold. We can only be responsible for being ourselves as we choose and creating the identity that we desire to live with and live as. Our experiences do not define who we are. We are each unique expressions that will never be repeated. Notice any layers that you hold back because somehow you feel that they won't be accepted understood or loved, which is interesting because remember you come into this world feeling unaccepted and not understood, so it gels. If being yourself brought rejection, shame, or abandonment at some point in your life, it may be more difficult to embrace your own unique aspects. This is an invitation to let your weird flag fly. And then the contemplation here is, do I live as a fullest expression of who I am at my core? How do others see me? What can't they see? How have I held back from allowing myself to fully be me? And this is a common story of humanity. We come into this world, just absolutely pure and unafraid to show who we really are. And then by degrees, people engineer and manipulate us, sometimes out of the best of intentions, to be who they think we should be. And we end up holding back a lot of ourselves. And then as we traverse through life and we are judged for who we are, then we start, holding back on our true selves for fear of more judgment and a fear of truly being seen. Because at some point, somebody was unable to accept our light, accept our uniqueness. Well, that's their problem. You're not everybody's cup of tea, but you're still a unique blend that somebody, some connoisseur is going to appreciate. So you know what? Right now is all about putting who you really are out there and not holding back, because that is your gift to this world. Being your absolute truest self. Okay? All right. So in the extended, we're going to look at where you guys are going to be a year from now. The highest outcome from this connection, based on the current energies, how to get into alignment or stay into alignment, messages from your person, then next moves towards you, okay? My love, thank you so much for tuning in. Can I ask you to, if you've not already, subscribe to the channel, put an emoji down below. You can put 1111 down below, whatever angel number resonates with you, or the date you watch this reading, or full stop. It all helps with the algorithm and it helps this video circulate. Okay, I love, take care. Bye. If you chose this star, this will be an Akashic Record reading on your soul connection. Now, what Spirit is going to show you, the aspect of, the dominant energies in your soul contract, and what you particularly need to hear at this point in time. Now, I'm going to be using the Akashic Tarot for this reading. It is not like the regular tarot deck. It only has 62 cards. So even though you'll see some major arcana, even the major arcana, I think goes up to 23, it's not meant to be read like the regular tarot. It's definitely intuitively. All right, so underneath the deck, we have 18 in reverse, and it says up in the air in reverse. And this feels like divine order is being established in this connection. When things are up in the air, it's just that everything is uncertain and there's a lot of shadow. But this is the moon, which is about shadow and uncertainty, in reverse. So it feels like divine order is being established in this connection at this time. Now, let's ask Spirit. What is the foundation of the contract between you guys? We're going to get 4 cards. The Buddha prepares. Okay, so the Buddha prepares is all about an initiation into spirituality. Now, this kind of gels with pile 1. So as it goes along, if I do see more energies aligning with pile 1, I would suggest that you watch that pile as well. But this is transforming one's life in order to fulfill one's purpose, and it's usually some sort of spiritual mission. Okay, this is what the Buddha prepares is all about. It's all about preparing your body, preparing your spirit to take your mission outward. This is not about an inward healing journey being the ultimate goal, right? Sometimes you come down to earth and it's all about your own personal evolution, but not in this relationship. It's there's an outward focus that you guys are meant to do, like you're meant to shine a light outward after a period of working on yourself, right? So you're preparing for mission, and that preparation is going to entail saying goodbye and totally transforming your life. We have on track. This is the Ace of Swords, right? So you're meant to align to your true self. And on this journey that you embark on, you're meant to download a lot of truth about who you really are as a being and a spirit, maybe after lifetimes of living in the Seven of Swords or the false life. Let's see what else is here. Ace of Swords is also a card about communication. So it may be about as well, maybe part of the mission that you and this person are meant to be on together is broadcasting maybe details about your spiritual journey to other people. We have the Lookout in reverse. Okay, so this feels like, this is aligning a bit too much to Power 1. You have to watch Power 1 as well, okay? Right, the Lookout in reverse. So coming from humble beginnings where there was no one looking out for you guys. So I feel this is where your journey starts. I feel this is the card for the beginning. So when you come into this life, it is the Lookout in reverse. So maybe you are parentified as a child. Maybe you never had that childhood that other people talk about because you had to show a lot of responsibility very early on in life. Okay, and maybe you might have felt, you and your person may have had parallel lives where you guys feel unprotected by the people who were supposed to love, care, and protect you guys. And maybe a lot of things happen in your childhood when you were unsupervised, unprotected, that you are meant to kind of carry through this lifetime until you get to this initiation that happens here, that's going to totally transform both of your lives and really lead you back to your truth. What else? What last card? And then we can sum it all up. We have the Six of Swords. Major healing in this lifetime. I think, Power 1 was all about the transmutation of karma. But I feel like in this power, it's about no longer ignoring your hurt and your pain, and certainly I don't know, there's something here about talking about broadcasting or expressing your emotions. Okay, learning to express one's emotions. Maybe that tough life that you guys had in the beginning taught you to be stoic, and stoic in the sense where you keep everything locked inside. And maybe there are consequences to that. Maybe there are consequences for your intimate relationships, for how you get along with your co-workers, how you get along with your children, right? So it feels like you guys carry that pain until something triggers this inward journey. And this inward journey prepares you to talk about this experience. And there's something about sharing this experience that is part of your soul mission. You might even like on track. It might be like a record track. So I don't know. Maybe you might be on radio. You're on some kind of media. Talking about this. You might be even called to travel, cross country or even internationally, to talk about your healing journey. And maybe both of you guys are meant to work together to talk about the spiritual journey that you guys have been on. So yeah, that's what I get here. You know, turning your pain into beauty, people like, Maya Angelou, Oprah Winfrey, even though, she does some questionable things sometimes, but these are people who came from very humble beginnings, some of them, some abusive beginnings, and just being able to have an international impact, right? Whether it's through the word, the written word, whether it's through the spoken word, telling their story, telling other people's stories. So there's something here about broadcasting. I keep getting broadcasting your truth to the world. And maybe that's a big ask because the way you were brought up, these aren't things that you spoke about. These are things that you kept to yourself and may not even acknowledged to yourself even. Okay? All right. Now, so this is the foundation of the contract. You guys come into this world. People don't protect you, don't look out for you. And there's a lot of wounds. And then something happens that triggers a big awakening. We have card number 13 here. And that's about death transformation, resurrection, renewal. And then this takes you on your mission. Okay, where you're broadcasting, it keeps coming up, broadcasting your truths to the world. Okay, now, at present, what lessons and blessings are each of you experiencing on this journey at this time? Underneath the deck, listening within, and it feels just like this Buddha prepares card, right? The preparation for the journey. And it seems like the preparation for the journey is this time that one spends getting themselves into balance. This is a card number 68, which reduces to 14, which is all about balancing your inner world and then seeing that change in your outer world. So it feels like this is where you guys are at right now. It's like you're on the tail end of like your major transformation. I mean, throughout your life, you're going to be transforming and growing all the time. But sometimes there's just like this one big awakening. It feels like you're on the tail end of that. Okay, now, what are you, viewer, experiencing or learning at this time? We have heaven on earth. Okay, you're learning that you can be happy. You can be happy, that you deserve to be happy, and that happiness can be found all around us once we change our perspective. Once we change our perspective, we can create heaven on earth right here. And maybe this is a big shift for you because maybe all you've known from before is pain. So it looks like through your inner healing, you are manifesting a lot of beauty in your outer world. And this beauty that you are manifesting and creating and grounded into this 3D plane is affecting like a wider group of people. This could be an audience. This could be family members. This could be friends. This could be work colleagues. This could be strangers. There's something about you that spreads that love and joy, and people just feel it. What else? We have honoring the truth. And, this is about finding the strength within to speak one's truth. And this person is giving a lecture here. Now, I see this person is dressed as a disciple or monk, which really dovetails with this Buddha appears. So it feels like for some of you guys watching this, you are already broadcasting your truths. And maybe you've started small with a friend group or your family group. And for others of you, you're already taking it to a large scale audience. Whether you're doing that in person or you're doing that remotely, it looks like you are already broadcasting your truth. So you are on track with what you're meant to be doing in this life. And it feels like the more that you broadcast your truth is the more you ground the energy of beauty, love, and light into this earth plane. Let's see what your person doing. So you are on track. Whoa. All right, so your person, there's a bit of resistance. I'm going to see what the next card is. Maybe the next card will neutralize this one. But I feel like your person might be in a little bit of resistance. Now, card number 9 is the Hermit, right? It is the energy of the inward journey. But we see here that your person is keeping themselves busy and keeping themselves busy as a distraction so that they don't face their childhood pain. There's a mother wound here that they are meant to be working on right now. But you know what? They're finding shit to do because this is the most painful part of their experience. There's some kind of emotional abandonment or physical abandonment by their mother that they just can't seem to get the courage to face because it's very, very painful. And when we have mother wounds, we aren't able to receive the love and beauty that is all around us. Yeah. There's a power struggle within this person. Okay. We have the card number 34. This is the energy of the Empress 3 and the energy of the Emperor 4. So their masculine and feminine energies are still at loggerheads with each other, and it is because of this wound by this mother figure. So you might be on track, pal, too, but your person, it doesn't seem like they are. So you are on mission and they're still here having a power struggle within, and I'm sure this is manifesting on the outside of themselves. So they may have problems communicating with the opposite sex or with the opposite gender, okay, because they're just not in balance. There could be a lot of drama all around them. From this, I'm getting like siblings, okay? So maybe even with this mother abandoning them, there's also a sibling rivalry for maybe favorites or something like that, okay? But your person is trying to distract themselves from what seems like the last bit of stuff that they need to power through, and it is a wound with their mom. It's a wound with their mom. Let's pull some cards on this and let's see what we get there. Let's pull some cards on this, guys. Let's see what we're getting there. And this is the Lunar Soul Tarot. We have Knight of Cups in reverse. A Knight of Cups in reverse is the amorous narcissist. They are a love collector because they didn't get that love as a child. They are also the person that might get disconnected from their emotions or unable to express their emotional needs in a productive sort of way. Okay? All right. Let's see you here with this Heaven on Earth card. What's happening with that? Okay. We have the 10 of Swords in reverse. So you are coming out of a very painful past. Okay. If this person think they have worries and troubles, you have it too. But you guys are doing something very different with your pain. You are turning your pain into beauty whilst your person is turning their pain into more pain and struggle. And it's because You are honoring your truth. You have gotten the courage to face your deepest wounding, and even the courage to talk about it. Okay, you've done your healing. We have the Star card. So for some of you, you guys might be in the public eye, and you're not afraid to put yourself out there. This person's naked, for goodness sakes, right? Right. So you're not afraid to put the most intimate details of your life out there, whether it's for an audience of one who may need to hear it, or whether it's for an audience of many. Right? You are recognizing that people are put here to evolve and grow, and you're not ashamed of anything that you've been through. You're using it to help other people. Now, your person, they're keeping busy because they can't deal with this thing that's coming up and being triggered for healing. They're trying to run from their truth here with the Ace of Swords. They don't want to see, right? Out of sight, out of mind, right? They don't want to see that. And maybe they don't have the bandwidth to deal with that because there's a lot of shit that's happening in their environment. Once you have chaos within, you're going to manifest chaos on the outside of yourself. Yeah. We have here the Four of Cups in reverse. They're very insecure. They're very insecure. So they haven't gotten the courage that you have. And maybe because they're very insecure, you might be dealing with someone who's very competitive. So they're competitive with their siblings, and they're competitive with people at work. And maybe they're competitive. If they have a spouse, they're competitive with their spouse. And they may even be competitive with you. Their insecurities run so deep, they're still seeking that validation from parent, whether the parent has transitioned or no. So that is what they are experiencing right now. So it feels from that currently you guys are on different pages, right? You are on track with what you guys are supposed to do, and this person, it looks like they're having a moment of resistance. I'm going to affirm or confirm with my next question. Where are you guys in this soul contract at this time? I'm going to get 2 cards for each of you guys, because this could be a momentary lapse. Let's see. Where are you guys? We have the 3 of Pentacles, and this is a chess game, right? You have mastered your material world. You are building structures in the material world. You're making boss moves, right? You're making boss moves. And you seem to know what's your end game. You figured out what your purpose is. And that's why you're able to make the moves that you're making right now. Another card for you. We have Archangel Raphael in reverse. Okay. Now, Spirit is also saying that yes, you are making some boss moves, but there is something that still lingers here, and it's some sort of heartbreak. I am going to, they're saying that you have to pay attention to your heart at this time. Spirit saying this is what needs healing. Okay, so I'll pull some cards on that and see what seems to be the outstanding thing that you need to heal at this time. And your person, let's see what they're doing. We have Up in the Air in reverse. And we have the Akashic Library. So what Spirit is letting us know is that even though your person may be facing some dissonance right now and some chaos in their life, this is not random. This is all divinely orchestrated. We have the Akashic Library, right? And this is everything that ever was and everything that ever will be and everything that is. So Spirit is saying what is happening with your person right now is meant to happen with your person right now. This resistance is something that was foreseen. So that jammings and that pressure that they're feeling right now, this is exactly what's meant to happen to them at this time. So they're on track too, right? Let's pull some cards on that. Now, in the extended, I'm going to ask where you guys are going to be a year from now in this soul contract. The highest outcome based on the current energies. I'm going to get some advice as to how you guys can either stay in alignment, if you are in alignment, or how to get back into alignment if you're not in alignment. I'm going to get some message from your person, and then I'm going to ask what's going to be the next actions towards you within a month of you watching this reading. But in the meantime, let's pull some cards on this. So we see that you're making boss moves. You know what's the end game. You know where you want to go, and you're making the moves to get there. And if you have to blow up your whole life to do that, you know that you have the courage, you have the resources to rebuild. So it looks like that there are things in your life that you are actively deconstructing in order to get where you need to go. Now let's see a card on this Archangel Raphael. What is this about? And this is the Devil in reverse. So it feels like even though you've done some major healing, there are still some addictive patterns or dysfunctional behavior that you kind of lapse into from time to time. Okay, some temptations, and maybe it's with this person, okay, or maybe it's with other things, right? So Spirit's saying pay attention to that. Recognize it for the void filler that it really is, and keep on pressing on. So whether you have some kind of little black book, or you like to go on eBay and Amazon and shop, or whatever it is, Spirit's saying, sometimes you may get tempted to go back to your old lifestyle. But, keep focused and keep focused on mission. Let's see a person up in the air in reverse. And we have the Three of Cups in reverse, right? It looks like a person, they're not happy. And I think it's taken them a while to get to this point where they admit that they're unhappy. I don't think that your person was emotionally intelligent enough to recognize and label their feelings, right? Sometimes when we're so disconnected from our emotional body, we can know that something is wrong, but we may not know what it is. And even when we kind of have an idea what it is, we don't have the emotional language to express that to ourselves or even to other people. And it feels like that's where your person was. But now they are able to identify and label the chaos that they're feeling within. And that chaos that they're feeling within is that they're not happy, that they're depressed. They finally kind of put their finger on it. They're depressed. So they're not up in the air anymore as to how they feel. Now they know how they feel. And you see, once you know how you feel, like, you might know where to go. Let's see the Akashic Library. Right? Spirit saying exactly, it's the Six of Swords in reverse. This is exactly what's meant to happen, because your person was and is in resistance. So you're dealing with somebody pretty stubborn, more stubborn than you. And I feel that's not saying a lot, right? But Spirit saying this is what's meant to happen. Okay? All right. So if you can join me next edit. If you can't, let me give you some advice from Spirit. So Spirit, what is the advice for pile 2? What do you want them to know? Advice for pile 2. What do you want them to know. Okay. So we have frustration. Maybe you're frustrated with this whole situation, right? And maybe there's a lot of anger and resentment that's been bubbling up inside. Okay. And maybe you weren't able to label that frustration and anger and resentment. But Spirit saying you have to find a way of releasing the sinful, that's inside of you before you just, like explode. All right, what does Spirit want us to know? We have shame. Okay. Now, remember we said in this lifetime, it looks like you guys have a rough start. Okay. And maybe there are things that happened to you, and then subsequently things that you did that you're not exactly proud of. And even though you're broadcasting your truth to people, there's some things that you would never tell them. Me and my best friend call it grave secrets. Secrets we will take to the grave. Right? Spirit saying that there's no need to be ashamed of that, because we're here to learn, to grow. And with every experience, we open up ourselves to receive more light, more truth, right? So there's nothing to be ashamed of. You're doing what you were meant to do in this lifetime. All right, let's see what they say about shame. Shame. I shine the light of liberation. It's interesting because shame can really lock us in, and imprison us. I shine the light of liberation and acceptance into my hidden corners. I am not alone. I'm worthy of love as I am. And it says here, hiding out in the shadows of shame, not able to be seen or found. The smaller I crouch, the more I can hide, and the more isolated I become. Detached from self and truth, buried deep down, disconnected, holding a flame of desire. So maybe the thing that you might be ashamed about is how you feel about this person, especially maybe if they've done things to you that other people may not forgive. And maybe there are other things in your past that you're afraid people will find out about. So instead of going after things that you want, you may try to keep yourself small and restrict yourself. So you don't put yourself on the scrutiny of others. It says here, it is almost certain that at some point in our lives, we have felt shame or will feel shamed, humiliated, embarrassed, wronged, or made to feel like a fool, simply for being ourselves or sharing our truth. Feeling shame is so powerful because it is tied to one of our fundamental desires as humans, belonging. Shame can bring along feelings of not being worthy of love, acceptance, and the fear of being an outcast. To avoid feeling shamed, one might hide, reject, change who they are, lie about what they feel or what they have done, isolate themselves, or put on a false image to save face. Unfortunately, shame grows in isolation. Shame is not one of those spiraling shame is one of those spiraling emotions. When we feel shame, we hide. When we hide, we feel like we've done something wrong, so we hide more. We feel isolated, which makes us feel even more unworthy of love and understanding. Then we don't share what feels difficult, so we don't hear others talking about it. And on we spiral. Consider courageous sharing, right? And that's part of your mission. Courageous sharing vulnerability as an antidote to shame. When shame is shared in a safe place and held without judgment, it has nowhere to hide and it loses power. Think about any bit of shame that you keep hidden. Feel feel how to create safer spaces for your shame to be shared and held. And the contemplation here is, what do I feel shameful about that spirals within me? How can I share my shame so I can no longer hide? How do I share? How do I shame others? So Spirit is saying that part of your mission is to release shame, and part of releasing shame is actually talking about it in a safe space to people who love us, who care for us, and who accept us as we are. Okay? That was your reading. If you're able, join me next time. I will continue this. Otherwise, please, could you please subscribe to the channel? Make sure you click the notification bell so that you are alerted whenever I post a new video. If you can make a comment down below, you can put an emoji, a full stop. You can actually write a comment. I do read them. You can put the date that you watched this, pile that you chose. You can put 1111, 222, whatever angel number resonates with you. But just anything that will be an energy exchange, right? If you're able to purchase extended or private readings, beautiful. But usually one click can do so much. All right. I will love. Take care. Bye. Hey, pile 3, if you chose the Crystal Unicorn Tarot and this flower swirl diamante, whatever it is, this is going to be your reading. Okay, so we're going to begin with the Akashic Tarot. Now, this is not like a regular tarot deck, okay? It only has 62 cards. So whilst I may be able to read like a normal tarot deck, depending on the lineup of the cards, I'm really going to be reading it intuitively, okay? So the first question we are asking is, what is the foundation of the contract between you guys? Like, what is the dominant energy of what you guys came to do? Or what does Spirit want to let you know about an aspect of the contract at this time? Maybe it's very important that you know that so that you can work on a particular issue or recurring theme in your life. Underneath the deck, we have the Tower. This is called Caught in the Runes. But Caught in the Runes are a little different. Caught in the Runes is, there's been a tower moment. Things have deconstructed, they've broken down. But like, you don't know which way to go. Okay? You don't know how to release the debris of a lesson learned, right? It's like a powerful lesson has just ended and you're kind of standing there stunned, right? This is the energy of what's happening right now. But this is beautiful because this energy means that the heart is open. It's open to possibilities. Maybe before it was feeling kind of restricted, trapped, only seeing one way or one route. But now this heart is open to possibilities. It could be that maybe in this life that you guys are meant to reconnect your heart space and become more vulnerable. I do see the King of Cups below this card. So maybe your past lifetimes you and your person, you guys have been maybe like really literally warriors, right? So you're disconnected from your heart space. Maybe you guys had jobs, or even now have jobs that are so emotionally demanding that you have to kind of block your heart off or cut yourself off from your emotions just to survive. Okay. Maybe like the service industry, and by service industry I mean why the words are just failing me. We're talking military, police, fire officers, that kind of thing. What is the word for them, guys? In my country, we call them servicemen or service persons. I just not getting the right wording. But where you see the banality of life every day, and in order to survive that, you just have to get that emotional distance. And maybe being emotionally distant or disconnected is the antithesis of who you really are. Maybe you really are a very empathic person, but just to perform your job, you have to be something else. So this deconstruction is about recognizing, listen, who I truly am inside does not align to what I'm doing right now. Okay. And now, let's see the foundation of the contract between you guys. Whatever you do, maybe it's heart just not in it. We have 7 of Wands in reverse, but it says balance in reverse. So there's something here that's out of balance. Now, 7 of Wands is about our ability to maintain healthy boundaries, okay? Our ability to fight for what we believe in. So it feels like that might be out of balance. And when we're unable to maintain healthy boundaries, it's very easy to become codependent and attract codependent experiences. We have Archangel Michael now. Archangel Michael is the warrior angel. It's a card number 9, and the card number 9 is a loner. It's a hermit. So it feels like maybe there's part of you that isolates itself, but there's another part of you that longs for companionship, longs for maybe a family, a partner. I'm going to put it all together. I'm just getting my impressions. And then we have the initiation of Count Saint Germain. This came out in pile 1. Let me write that down. So it's pile 1 and pile 3 and pile 1 and pile 2. Yeah. So it seems like you start off this life with poor boundaries, whatever you're modeled. You're with poor boundaries, and maybe a little disconnected from your heart space, feeling more comfortable being self-contained or alone, because you know that you can rely and you can count on you, but you're not sure about other people. You have even trust issues. But it looks like you're meant to get yourself back into balance. You and your person, you guys are meant to get yourself back into balance in this lifetime with some sort of spiritual awakening. We have this initiation here. So through the learning of lessons, through powering through the prompts from the universe, you guys are meant to get yourself into balance and build a new foundation for yourself, where you're not just being hyper vigilant, but you're being strategic and discerning, okay, with this 3 of Pentacles energy. So let's put it all together. So it looks like in this life, you come in bringing a lot of karma from the past, and a lot of ancestral templates at play. And one of those ancestral templates and one of those karma is that you're out of balance in terms of maintaining healthy boundaries, and your self-love and self-concept. It may mean that because of the experiences you may have attracted, or the things that you may have experienced, due to those lack of healthy boundaries, made you have to harden your heart just to protect yourself, right? And maybe you've coasted through life like this for a long time, and with trust issues and kind of keeping yourself disconnected from the people around you. There's only so much you'll give to other people, but you're not going to let them into, that soft underbelly. And then it looks like you go through some kind of spiritual awakening. You have some kind of initiation, and then that foundation changes. So with that deconstruction card at the bottom of the deck, it feels like that foundation has just been deconstructed. It's just been changed. So you're looking at, you are here, and what you're looking to do, or what you need to do, is head here, where you're building something new. And because the old foundation has been deconstructed, you have free reign to build a new life for yourself, a new template for your family. You can create something new. You're starting now with a blank slate. Let's see what lessons or blessings you guys are experiencing at this time. So your person has the same opportunity, right? There's something that's just deconstructed in their life, and now they get to choose. They get to choose something that aligns with their heart space. They get to choose differently. What will they do? What will you do? We have Oedipal complex here. And this is when we choose partners who are very much like our parents. So it looks like for both of you guys, in your interpersonal relationships, you have reconstructed or recreated the dynamic between your parents and the dynamic between your parents and yourself. And it looks like somebody may have been abandoned. Somebody may have walked away. There might have been some kind of emotional betrayal. And because of that, you kind of keep yourself distant from other people. Both of you guys do that. Maybe one of your coping mechanisms might be satire or humor, right? Or I can never say it correctly. Self-deprecating jokes, that kind of thing. And it really affects your relationships. All right, so let's see. What are you experiencing at this time? What lessons or blessings are you experiencing at this time? We have revenge. Okay, so maybe in your family line, but this is something that you're balancing off, okay? This is a card number 38, and 38 reduces to 11, which is a justice card and which is balance. Now, so maybe in your family line or your ancestry, there is a lot of conflict, a lot of competition. Okay, everybody fighting for dominance, everybody fighting for respect. It could be as well that people hold grudges for a long, long time. Okay, they have long memories, right? And maybe they believe in revenge being served cold, so they hold grudges for a long time. So there's a lot of fracture in the family. Maybe in public they play nice, but in private there's a lot that's going on. Very argumentative, a lot of chaos in the family. But this is something that you are balancing out at this time. It could be that there might have been some kind of conflict in the past and you've held a grudge for a long time, but now you're releasing that energy, coming to peace with oneself, and moving towards the light. You're lightening your load. Listen, these low vibing energies, they're heavy, they're heavy and they're dense. And you're like, you know what? Not for the other person's benefit, but for myself. I am just going to leave this burden by the wayside. Okay? It's just too heavy a load. This baggage has just become too heavy a load to carry because maybe you're recognizing that it's impacting your life in a negative way. So you're heading towards the light. Okay? You're listening to your own guidance system and you're heading towards the light. Let's see what your person is doing. We have failure. All right. So, but it's a card number 17, which is a card about healing. It is a star card. So what they're healing right now is their feelings of inadequacy. I think your person thought that they would be more far ahead or advanced in their life at this time. And it looks like things may have not panned out as they wanted it to or as they anticipated. It could be as well that they've always been made to feel like a failure. Okay. Maybe their families had great expectations of them and they did not live up to these great expectations. So there's this failure energy that they've always carried inside. This is something that they're healing at this time. What they're also learning to do is how to let down their guard and truly bond and be intimate with another person. And remember, that's what you guys are meant to do in this life. So what I see here is you guys are doing the things that you guys came here to do. I'm going to pull some cards on this, but this is what I'm seeing, right? You might be, I feel like you guys are in the same phase of the journey, and you may not think so, right? But there's some very deep wounds that you guys are healing, and some of them are ancestral. Many of them are past life. We have Four of Cups in reverse and Four of Cups about our insecurities. Okay, so maybe your person isn't the only person that has insecurities. And remember, in this lifetime, you guys start off with a lack of boundaries and a lack of self-love. So maybe the insecurities run deep in both of you guys, and you guys are healing that at this time. Spirit, tell us about this revenge card. This revenge energy that viewer is balancing out. We have the Page of Swords. You're looking back on your childhood and making a commitment, seeing the truth of what happened, looking at your family, seeing the truth of what happened, and committing to oneself to do things differently. Let's see. We have the Light. We have Justice card. Yes, and the more you get yourself into balance, the more you really take charge of this energy here, is the more you're able to move forward and progress on your journey. So the more that you're able to release the baggage of the past, right, and any kind of resentment that you may hold, is the more you advance on your journey. Let's see your person with this failure energy and the healing. Yeah. Releasing all the false narratives that they've been told by their family members, by partners, by people at work, and recognizing that they are absolutely beautiful and unique. They've not failed. They've just been learning lessons. So all the negative imprints that they've got from the people around them, they're just shedding that load. You're doing this. You guys are doing the same thing. Right? We have Two of Wands. Your person is deciding, you know what? In my relationships, I don't want to have that distance anymore or to keep myself apart. I want to know what it's like to really let someone in and to really bond with another person and to really be vulnerable and open and show them my truest self. So both of you guys are moving into a more authentic version of yourself where your heart is open, which is what you're meant to do in the first place. So it seems like you guys are on track. Let's ask Spirit though. Where are you guys currently in this soul contract? Where are you guys? We have the Five of Pentacles, but it says wishes fulfilled. And Five of Pentacles is about being alone. But that wishes fulfilled means that you're not lonely. And we have the Seven of Swords, in reverse. So for you, this is the end of the false self, right? You are embracing your authenticity. And because you're embracing your authenticity and you're seeing just how awesome you are without the mask on, you are able to find that peace within and the ability to be on your own and be happy and content on your own. You don't need somebody else. But perhaps you want somebody to share your life. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't happen, you're not going to settle for less. And your person, we have will, wisdom, and mind in reverse. And it's a card number 20, which is judgment in reverse. And we have the Eight of Swords, parts unknown. So I think that you might be a little more advanced. No. No. No, no, no. No, 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 no. What your person is realizing right now, because I gotta know when I started saying that. What your person is realizing right now, that giving up or compromising their own inner will, wisdom, and their thoughts is what has been keeping them stuck. They have been giving their power away to their fears, to false narratives, and this has been keeping them stuck. So now they're contemplating on doing things differently, which is also the energy that we got before. Okay, now they're thinking about doing things differently, because as their heart and mind changes, so does their attitude and their capacity to see other avenues. Okay, let's pull some cards on that. Let's see this Five of Pentacles energy. It says wishes fulfilled. We have the Emperor in reverse. And we have Death in reverse. So it looks like in the past, you may have felt quite lonely and even abandoned, because there's an abandonment issue here with your dad that you weren't looking at. But now that you're seeing it clearly and facing it head on, things are changing for you. Okay, we have the Ace of Cups here in reverse, and we have, I leave these in for Ace of Pentacles or creation cards. You are creating a new reality for yourself. A reality where your abandonment issues aren't dictating your actions and the outcome of those actions. Okay, so you, because you've gotten yourself into balance, you are saying goodbye to codependency and this false image of yourself which you thought was not good enough. Your person, they are embracing their inner wisdom. We have the Eight of Swords. It comes out again. And the Lovers in reverse. So it looks like they were feeling trapped before, right? They were feeling trapped. I think your person may have someone else and they were feeling torn between two lovers, trapped in one situation, but feeling like the other person was their soulmate. But they only felt trapped because their judgment was off and they were giving way to their fears. They were giving way to their phobias. Okay, they were giving way to their wounding. But now they're getting that in check and they are exploring alternative realities. We have the Eight of Wands here, and that's clarified by the Six of Cups. So they're no longer accepting that they're stuck. What they're going for now is their happiness. And their happiness is some sort of soul connection or a reunion or reconciliation with you. And they know to do that, they have to stop doing the things that they were doing in the past, right? Because they kept repeating the same mistakes over and over again and expecting a different outcome. And we know what that is, okay? So now they want to do something differently. So they are exploring paths unknown. The path less traversed, in other words. Okay. Now, in the extended, I'm going to look at where you guys will be in the soul contract a year from now, the highest outcome of this connection based on the current energies. Advice to get you into alignment if you guys are out of alignment a year from now, or advice to keep you in alignment if you are in alignment a year from now. We then look at what's going to be your next person's actions towards you within a month of you watching this reading. But if you aren't able to judge me, to join me in the extended, we have here the energy of greed. Okay, this is about poverty consciousness, and that can manifest itself in so many different ways, through workaholism, through hoarding, even jealousy and possessiveness, right? Because that all comes from a place of lack. What does Spirit want to tell us today? Spirit saying, let go. Maybe you've been hoarding things, whether it's hoarding experiences, feelings, and maybe holding on to things that don't serve you, old templates from the past, and I said from the heart, right? Maybe old ways of navigating your emotional relationships. Spirit saying, let it go, let it go. It's time for letting go and allow the new to come in. All right, let's see what Spirit says here. Let's read from the book. Letting go. I sink deeply into the sacred opening of surrender. I let go of the need to control and create space for ease. Arms wide open to an infinite flow. Stepping back, light pours in, allowing, opening, surrender, illumination, clarity, possibilities, support, guidance. A soft ease arise. What has been in one's grasp falls away and creates space for something greater, right? Because, sometimes we want a new experience, but we're holding on to the old one. There's nothing that can enter a tight fist, right? So Spirit saying, let go, right? And it says, letting go can create space for letting in. There's a certain amount of control that can feel good, knowing we have sovereign choice and discernment, being responsible for action and outcome, and receiving rewards for making choices. Perhaps we've experienced being part of circumstances that were out of our control, or have felt what it was like to lose control. The more we have experienced feelings of control deficit, the more likely we are to have tendencies towards an excess of control. This is especially true if control had been used in a way that brought us harm. And remember, you guys had this rough childhood and the abandonment by the parent. We can then become hypervigilant. See, heart closed off, right? Trust issues. Hypervigilant as a natural safety response mechanism. It is also likely that we have witnessed polarized aspects of control. Our world is filled with examples of excess control, force, and manipulation, rather than healthy and balanced expressions. Letting go can seem terrifying in some cases. While letting go can feel like I will not be in control at all, the invitation is to come to a harmonious balance. Think about when you can bring in more ease to create space for new possibilities. There is more we can't control than which we can. So how can we let go when necessary, and trust the process? Become aware of opportunities to trust and let go. So you are doing that and your person is also doing that. You're both choosing to do things differently. And then the contemplation here is, what am I grasping so tightly and attempting to force? And it could be this connection. When I have practiced letting go, what was the outcome? So facing your trauma around letting go. And then when do I feel the need to express control? So when do you feel triggered and why? Okay. All right, my love. So that was your reading. I hope that was helpful for you. Please, if you can, could you subscribe to this channel if you haven't already? Please put a comment down below. It could be a full stop. It could be a heart. You could put a date that you watch this, 1111, 222, whatever angel number resonates with you. The algorithm doesn't care, and it also helps this video circulate and get to who needs to hear this message. Okay, if you're able to click on ads that may have played during this video, or are able to purchase extended or private readings, that's a beautiful energy exchange for me. So thank you so much.